So I would join in the criticism that has been raised of deputies being asked to make so many decisions on so much in such a little time. Obviously, the clock is ticking in terms of getting this business done. The problem rests with the slow pace in getting things to this point in the first place. I'm not going to make comments this evening on the issue of directly elected mayors. I'll make my comments there some other time. What I want to focus in with the time I have available to me before the next debate begins is on issues relating to the boundary changes in Cork and the issue of staffing levels in particular in the two newly constituted or newly to be constituted local authorities there. Now, my understanding is that the position is that negotiations are currently taking place between the city and the county, that there is a focus on how many positions or how many whole-time equivalent positions serve the transition areas with a view to then transferring that number of people over. These negotiations were to have been completed by now. I understand that there might be white smoke maybe halfway through the first quarter of the new year. I do have concerns that the original deadline targets have not been met. It's quite tight concluding those negotiations and then looking for expressions of interest in February when the new arrangements will come into place at the end of May, beginning of June. Not impossible, but it's tight. So I'll be watching those new deadlines like a hawk. I want to raise some points in particular about the fire service, including the Cork City Fire Service. The staffing levels there currently stand at 140. In fact, the operational firefighter numbers are the same today in 2018 as they were in 1975. Minister raises his eyebrow. That's information from a reliable source. International best practice would have it that there would be 1.031 firefighters per 1,000 of the population. Now, under a Section 85 agreement dating back to 1999, the City Fire Service has duties and responsibilities that extend into the county, including into the transition areas that are being transferred from the county into the city. But those responsibilities are the responsibilities of a backup service, right? Backing up the county fire service who has lead responsibility in those areas. So I don't think it's good enough to say that the Cork City Fire Service has responsibility for the city and has responsibility for those transition areas at the moment in any case, because there will be an increase in the level of responsibility from backup service to lead service. If the numbers were to remain at 140, with the extra population coming into the city as a result of the transfer, the number of firefighters per 1,000 of the population would fall to 0.66. 0.66 is a bit higher than Poland, a bit lower than Slovakia. It is too low a number. It's not an acceptable number. Now, I'm not in favour of boosting the city's numbers at the expense of the county and leaving fire services short in the county. And what may need to be looked at here, in fact what should be looked at here, is an increase in the numbers of firefighters for services that are already depleted by austerity and stretched in recent years. But I do want to register in this debate that a dip in the numbers of the city fire service to, a ratio somewhere between that which exists in Poland and Slovakia is not acceptable to me. I don't think it would be acceptable to firefighters or the people of the area either. And to stress that I'm not in favour of strengthening one at the expense of another, and the question of recruitment and increasing the numbers may be and should be something, in fact, that will need to be looked at here. So I was going to make some points about the electoral register and perhaps the directly elected mayors, but the time is ticking and we have another important debate tonight, so I'll save those points for another day.